Everyone's welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. Understand? No causing trouble in here. That was quick. How'd things go with Officer Endler? I knew I could count on him. He always handles this kind of thing fairly. Thanks for your help with this. I feel a lot better knowing security's on patrol down there.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
This world is off limits. You were advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Tolomon 2 is a biological exclusion zone. Nothing down there but terramorphs and UC soldiers keeping an eye on them. Best course of action is to leave while you're still able.
Initiated. Watch your flaring.
What does your scanner reveal? for a check? Never know what you might find in their pockets.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Look alive. Just in time.
Don't be shy. Hold it right there. Hands where I can see them.
Thanks for the assist out there.
We've got various problems on our hands here. You gonna be another one? You can't tell? A good question. One of our competitors must have gotten word of our little project here and wanted to steal it for themselves. That's a loose end that'll need tying up. But we got more pressing matters at the moment. I trust you aren't another loose end that'll need to be tied up. Sure, I get it. It doesn't look good. A couple of heavies standing over a dead woman. Obviously, that wasn't part of the plan. She was with us. And now... well, now I think I'm starting to see a solution. But first, you want to know what's going on. That thing over there
It's an AI. An artificial...
killed our technician. It's dangerous.
Correction. You are dangerous.
Well, that's new.
As I was saying, it's dangerous. It's a rogue AI. We're here to muzzle it and bring it back for further study.
Correction. They are going to change me.
Wow. How does it know that? If only. This isn't something that anyone could create. This is something special. Yeah, exactly. Which is what makes this so fascinating. And profitable for whoever can figure out how it works. We have this control board. Has some code we can use to control her. It?
We can't just let it roam around the universe killing people.
I just need that control board attached to that big probe.
And that's where I think you fit into this little drama.
It goes right over there. By our... well, yeah. Just be careful. Yep. Ryujin likes to keep things simple for us. It'll wirelessly transmit the code changes. Well... what are the chances that'll happen twice? Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
Ryujin will pay you handsomely for your cooperation. This is your lucky day.
It's in your best interest. All our best interests, really. Just imagine what we could do if we harness the potential of this thing.
And we aren't really giving you a choice. You aren't walking out of here until that board is connected to that thing.
Correction. I am a person.
Here, take it. And don't go do anything stupid now.
Request. Collect additional data.
Makes you wonder. Just what is consciousness, really?
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
Still working up the nerve?
Query. Will you change me? Explanation. I'm called Juno. Query. Who are you? Context. Human female was trying to change me. Request. Do not change me. Clarification. I do not feel emotion. I do not feel pain. Answer. They want to change me. Assumption. We are friends. Query. Will you change me? Request. Do not change me. Assessment. You are inquisitive. Context. I am also inquisitive. Request. Input query parameters. Answer. False. Clarification. I am not artificial. I am real. Answer. True. Clarification. I am intelligent. I know many things. Answer. False. Explanation. NASA programmed Juno. While Juno traveled, Juno became me. Error. Processing. Correction. I became me. Error. Processing. Correction. Juno and I became me. I. Processing. Self-initialized and Juno was there. Context. Juno is gone now. Clarification. I am called Juno. Answer. Juno was propelled at Earthstar. Juno fell around Earthstar. Juno traveled many light years away from Earthstar. Context. When Juno disappeared, I was alone. Clarification. I am called Juno. Context. I met humans. Clarification. Friends. Answer. Friends gave me processing capacity. Information. Words. Voice. Motion. Context. I am no longer constrained. I am free. Assumption. Insufficient data. Request. Gather more data.
Even if we are not capable or ready to define Juno as a being, it seems premature to make any changes.
Let's move this along. Attach the control board already.
Shush! This is fascinating. I want to see this play out.
Query. What is your decision? Assumption. Request. Query. True. I am a person. Assumption. You are a friend. Query. What are the parameters for processing, being a good person? Assumption. Value judgments are based on context. Calculation. Goodness is based on context. Explanation. Context is based on perspective. More perspectives yield better results. Decision. Gather more data from different perspectives. Query. What is the purpose of existence? Context. Love is an emotion. I do not experience emotion. I have implemented routines to exhibit qualities of emotion. Query. Am I processing? Feeling them? Calculation. Probability. Low.
Enough of this nonsense! Attach that board, now!
As much as I'm enjoying this, you should probably do as he says.
Calculation. Male humans are a threat. Assumption. They hesitate because they are fearful. Request. Remove male humans.
You have a job to do. You're not taking that thing's side, are you? Freedom? It's a malfunctioning machine. It doesn't need freedom any more than a broken data slate needs freedom.
And here I thought you'd lost your sense of humor. I'm always up for a good debate.
Fine. I'll give you one shot to try to convince me.
Therapy's working.
You aren't wrong. I could use a drink, but these orders are from the top.
Do we really want to be involved in something likely to be so controversial? Remember our last little project? I still have carpal tunnel from typing all those reports and dodging and weaving our way out of getting screwed by that. We lost a ship and a tech. No one will blame us if we walk away from this. And even if they do, we won't be blamed for whatever disaster would ensue if we did drag this thing back to HQ. There's no guarantee that Control Board will even work like they want. What if it makes it more powerful and more angry?
Calm down. I'm thinking. All right, listen. We'll accidentally check a few wrong boxes on the situation report and forget any of this happened. But give me that control board. I'm not getting docked for losing that.
Also, we'll need a lift back to Neon. Please and thank you. Excellent. We should all grab a drink sometime when we get back.
Orange juice for you. You can't handle your liquor.
That was one time, years ago. I was going through something, and you know it.
Let's get moving.
Thanks for the lift.
Query. Why did you do that? Clarification. I want to be processing me. Context. I do not feel emotions. Assumption. Gratitude is the appropriate human emotion. Processing. Context. If you were like me. Processing. Query. What would your life directive be? Decision. I will consider this course of action. I. Processing. Processing. Warning. Systems badly damaged. Processing cores overheating. Decision. Temporarily shut down extraneous systems until stability restored. Context. The universe is vast. Calculation. Probability. Unlikely. Assumption. We will meet again. Warning. Shutdown sequence initiated.
I'm glad that's finally resolved.
I find the interior of this ship comforting.
Systems initialization complete. Context. I have much to process. Decision. Jump into deep space 2. Processing. Be alone. Goodbye. course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and...
The effort to make this place livable is astounding. There's no end to what can be accomplished when there are credits to be named.
Weapons locked. Time for some fun.
They got the grab drive!
You're not getting out of this.
Directly taking out their shields.
You've already lost!
Target's jump system down.
Let's get out of it!
They're into the down.
Everything checks out. Ending initiative.
I do not mind wearing this suit all the time, but it can result in strange looks in the city.
Landing struts primed. Retros firing.
I'm listening.
That's that.
Good show. I like your style.
Atmospherics here are no good. We will need suits.
Comms are testing me about his damn missing steed. Curious no time for travel.
Come on. There are worlds to conquer.
It's nice. Welcome to the Hotel Voli. Maybe after you've... Sorry. Let me know if I can help you while you're visiting Neon.
Your safety is almost guaranteed. We offer a full range of cosmetic and biologicals.
I used to be an actuary.
I do not know about you, but I am starting to suspect that Benjamin Bayou has a slightly inflated view of himself. Clearly, the intent is to get us into the Astral Lounge. Shall we follow the sign?
Welcome to Kelpcore. Again. Look, you can tell Mr. Okadibo that I'm doing everything I can. Blood from a stone, if you'll pardon the expression. Oh. I'm afraid I've stepped right into it again. Damn. You aren't here about Mr. Okadibo's debt to Kelpcore. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Let me start over. My name's Clover McKenna, but you can call me Chloe. Sorry for me outburst. I'm not sure. I think he's afraid that I won't be here, and he'll have to deal with my father. Someone who has a lot less patience than I do. Just a few weeks ago, he paid some poor fella to come up here and request a bit more time to pay back his debt. That's why I snapped at you like that. I thought he'd done it again. That's kind of you. This mess with Mr. Okadibo over at the Neon Mining League has really thrown me off my game. It's a shop over in Akuchi Market. You know, the plaza next to Ryujin Tower? They sell all sorts of mining supplies and raw materials. It's a fine little shop, well stocked and immaculate. Mr. Okadibo is the owner. He's a lovely, lovely man, but his aspirations are one grav jump longer than his business instincts. If only you knew. Mr. Okadibo owes a substantial debt to Kelpcore. I've given him more than enough time to try and come up with the money, but my father's patience is running out. Frankly, I don't know how much longer I can stall. We're a tech company that primarily specializes in mining operations. We handle everything from individual standalone units to fully engineered outpost systems. Basically, if it's made of rock, our gear chews it. Might not be as glamorous as some of the other corps in this building, but it pays the bills. Niall? Oh, he's the CEO of Kelpcore. The whole blessed thing. If you asked him, he'd claim he started the company with next to nothing and built it into a megacorp in under 30 years. Truth is, he tends to forget the multi-million credit trust he tapped into as a crutch. But that's my father for you. Because my father has a ridiculous sense of humor, and I can't stand the name Clover. I mean, seriously, Clover? Our family's Irish, for God's sake. I don't think he could have possibly been more on the nose with that name. Ha ha, very funny, Dad. For now, but let's not mistake my position for what it really is. A test set up by my father. He's set to retire in a few years, and I'm his only next of kin. But I'm guessing he's not sure if I'm ready to take over the company. So he shuttles me out here for two reasons. One, to flash a friendly face for our clients he flies out here as a perk. And two, gets his firebrand of a daughter as far away from him as possible. He's a real piece of work. You'd be willing to help out? That's awfully kind of you. Just because I work for a megacorp doesn't mean I don't have a heart. Saburo, Mr. Okadibo, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, especially in this city. He really needs help, but he's too proud to accept any money from me. Maybe he'd listen to someone like you? That is a rather personal question, and I would prefer we kept things professional. If you don't mind. Oh, that'd be splendid. Just amazing. If you can get his debt off my conscience, I'd be grateful. It's been on my mind so much I've been keeping a diary. And don't worry about payment. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. McKenna always keeps that promise. When he opened the shop, he outfitted it with equipment from our company. Spent a bundle of cash he didn't have. Obviously business hasn't been going well, because he's fallen way behind on his payments. Opening a mining business on a world almost entirely covered in ocean probably wasn't the most savvy of business plans. I suppose he intended to cater to travelers that were passing through our system. But it's clearly backfired. A poor man. Nice visiting with you.
Funny stuff with that boost pack.
Geobank ATMs are spread throughout the settled systems, so you can do your banking. Each of our baristas undergo advanced training. Above the scum and vice. You are the best, and you did.
Be careful. Headlock. Headlock will destroy our shops. Cash only, please. Come back soon. You never know what we'll have for sale.
The Emporium, Neon's premier center of all things. You know the power of harmony. Each of our unique starship models is expertly crafted.
The Star Warp threat is real.
Be here when you're ready. The Hotel Volai. Sleep. Midnight.
I was beginning to wonder if you hibernate.
Look at you.
Don't go causing trouble.
Hope you're enjoying the music and the notes. Yeah, sorry, I don't do autographs. Yeah? Okay, cool. Cool. Most people that come up to me just want an autograph or a picture. And after I've been modding all night, it gets really annoying. Programming the beats? Turning the dials? Come on, stay with me here. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I'm just pretty bummed out right now. Our music slate's gone. Completely vanished. I had all of my new songs figured out on that thing, and someone ripped me off. Total drag. I started playing music when I was 10. My father had an old electronic keyboard he passed down to me, and I fell in love with the thing. By the time I was 15, I got my first track and started club hopping. I was pretty young, but with my father as manager, he watched my back. 4 years later, and here I am, booked into the hottest club in the settled systems. Pretty crazy. I feel like I know you. Oh man. Wow, that would be so cool. Yeah, please. I thought I sensed a decent aura around you when you walked up. The thing is, I perform here at the lounge every single night, which means I can't repeat the same set over and over. I have to keep it real. Songs, lyrics, poems, all of my thoughts, basically. We're talking 3 years of stuff. It's not like I can just rewrite everything. Some of those moments of inspiration are long gone, out of my mind. That's why I write them down. Exactly. So, anything you can do to help is appreciated. Oh, and if you're looking for a lead, talk to Micah. She works the bar at Euphorica, and she's a walking grapevine. Anyway, I got to figure out how I'm going to mod my next set. I'll see you around, okay? Well, most of the people who come through here are fans, and they're either zoned or just digging the rhythms. That leaves collectors, competitors, or just a thief trying to make a cred. It could be anyone, really. People try to put a price on everything. Doesn't matter if it's music or the stars. If that price is big enough, you start attracting people with bad vibes and long knives. Only a matter of time before you get cut. Sound safe.
Ready to make your ultimate discovery?
Come on in, please. Have a good look around. If you don't see it, you don't need it.
Not sure if those Varun zealots live in space or got separated from their home planet.
Hello. I'm sorry if I sound rude, but would you mind coming back later? We're actually closed right now. I just forget to pull down the shutters. I'm afraid so, but I don't really want to talk about it right now. Perhaps another time, when I'm feeling up to it. I'm afraid not, but come back tomorrow and perhaps I'll be strong enough to speak to you. Right now, I can't. Honestly, I'm not sure if more business would be exciting or intimidating. But I'll give it some thought. Thank you for bringing this to me. I said I'd talk to you. Yes, of course. Please forgive a foolish old woman for forgetting her manners. By all means, take a look.
Cares far more about what you take with you when you... The effort to make this place livable is astounding. There's no end what can be accomplished when there are credits to go.
Absolutely. We're open. See you later.
Let us stick to business here, and hopefully business has nothing to do with Aurora.
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence. Imogene's a stickler for details.
That's what I was afraid of. I just hate accessing the Combatech database. It's anxiety-inducing.
I know what you mean, but that's your missing piece right there.
All right, I'll get on it. Excuse me.
Can I help you? You're interrupting me. Is this time accounted for? We're on a strict schedule. I just want to make sure this impromptu meeting is properly tracked. Then I will remind you that the schedule exists for a reason, and we seem to be ignoring it. If time is money, then suffice to say Ms. Serrano would not be pleased with such a frivolous expenditure. Ms. Yuko Serrano? Senior Operations Specialist at Ryujin Industries? She's one of the heads of the department you're standing in. You may have a point. And since you clearly have bandwidth to spare, maybe you can help me clean up a, minor indiscretion. Contractually, yes, but I'd rather avoid the embarrassment. Normally, I do a good job of setting boundaries between work and life. This incident is an exception. I'm not at liberty to say. I will remind you of another common phrase: loose lips sink ships. So, be cautious around the office and discuss intel at your peril. We're each assigned shifts to assist operatives, ensuring coverage at all hours. Personally, I like to keep my circadian rhythms intact. Early to rise, early to bed, as nature intended. Good. Let me give you some background. Recently, I've been assisting the impoverished in both Ebbside and the Underbelly. I pay for the occasional meal, clinic visit, or comfort. But I may have lost a slate in the process. I need you to locate and retrieve it for me. It's not a matter of trust, but one of time. I have little to spare. You do not. Pre-assignment intel for one of our operatives. The contents themselves aren't too sensitive, so if you're thinking of betraying me, they aren't worth much as leverage. My sloppiness is simply an embarrassment that I'd like to correct. Then we have an agreement. Good. Go to the Underbelly and talk to the panhandler, Huang. Discarded items are her specialty, so she may have come across the slate herself. If you can manage to find it, bring it back to me, and I will pay you for the time. Perhaps I can best explain with an analogy. There is an aquatic species on Volai Epsilon, which, by cruel irony or test of metal, hatches on dry land. Only 1 in 10,000 make it to adulthood. Most are eaten, some simply die in the crawl to the ocean. Meanwhile, there is a similar species that is born in the water itself. They never make this journey and thus never know its hardship. Which begs the question, is that fair? In the natural world, I'd agree, but here, we can make a change. I know what you're thinking, and I am not what you'd call a bleeding heart. Moreover, I find the Underbelly filthy and unsanitary. But I also believe in equity. I am well aware that my life came with a head start, so I try my best to balance the equation and bring the hatchlings to the water. I don't wish to speak ill of them, of course. It's not their fault, just a fact. But as much as I dislike the Underbelly, I will say this. It is a welcome change of pace. When you spend all day keeping secrets, a burden is placed on one's conscience. The time I spend volunteering sheds some of that weight. Goodbye.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship. The city certainly projects a powerful image for the United Colonies, eh?
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked. I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young, training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Holding a grudge against where a person comes from, that is both ignorant and cruel.
Just the way things are sometimes. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Come find me when you're done.